Hello guys, so I'm standing here at the Indrayani Ghat in Anandi and it's early, peaceful and you can actually hear the river. But Indrayani isn't just a river. It starts way up in the Sahyadri, not from the glaciers, but the rain it soaks into the ancient black rocks, and that is where the Indrayani comes from. And it flows through here, through Arandi, where the land slopes just right, not too steep, not too flat. And that's physical geography, how the shape of the earth decides where people go, where river goes, and where people settle. And the soil near the banks, it's black cotton soil. The soil which is like a sponge, very fertile. That's why farms have stayed here, and the villagers are here since centuries and centuries. Now, just a short walk from the ghat is the temple of Sant Jnaneshwar. He came here as a teenager over 700 years ago and chose this spot to write the Jnaneshwari. Why here? Not because it was a big city, but because it was quiet, sheltered, close to the river. And when he took the Samadhi, and when he took the Sanjeevan Samadhi, entering a little dome at just 21 years old, this place became sacred. Today, people from all over come here, and inside the temple, everyone sits on the same floor, no VIP seats. That's human jabra. How faith, equality, and community grow from a place.
भजले राम नाम सुख धाम भजले राम नाम सुख धाम भजले राम नाम सुख धाम तेरा पूरन हो सब काम तेरा पूरन हो सब काम भजले राम नाम सुख धाम भजले राम नाम सुख धाम।
Now, if you walk a little away from the river, you will find the Ajahn tree. It looks totally different, tougher, smaller leaves, rough bark. That's because it grows on drier, harder soil, no river nearby. But its roots, they go super deep, so it survives droughts that kill the other trees. Actually, there's a research poster here by a scientist studying this very tree, why it is rare, why it matters. So while the people says abundance, the Ajan says insurance. Together they map the true shape of Arandi. Wet near the river, strong on the edges. This is the Suvarna Pipar, a massive banyan tree right near the temple. Look at these roots. They go deep because this tree needs lots of water. It grows here close to the river where the groundwater is high. In summer, when everything dries up, this tree stays green. It's like nature's air conditioner and a gathering spot for centuries. So this tree isn't just beautiful, it's ready, it's reading the land and telling us water is Leah.
You know, we often think geography is just maps in a textbook, but here in Arandi, it's alive.
The river's part, physical geography. Pilgrims walking barefoot on this holy ground on the ghat inside the mandir with their devotion is human geography. Scientists studying the Ajan tree, people tree, and the engineers working so hard to clean the Indrayani river. That's practical and technical geography. And the Ajan tree, people tree, the soil, the river, they teach us environmental geography, the study of soil, the river, and the trees, and the nature. That's environmental geography. Even the festivals like Tripurari Purnima, Ekadashi, it all makes sense when the thousands of devotees bathe here in this Indrayani river. Only because of this land, this river, this feeling, this aura of divinity. And geography, is it something out there? It's here, right here, in the trees, in the water, in the soil. You don't need any drone to see it, you just need to pay attention.
Arandi is not only a sacred town known for the Samadhi of Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj, but also a living community where spirituality and livelihood go hand in hand. Most people here are engaged in traditional occupations connected to the temple and the Indrayani river. You'll find priests and Palki Sevadars serving the pilgrims, shopkeepers selling puja materials and souvenirs, and artisans crafting tulsi malas and other devotional items. Many families earn through small businesses, farming, and providing accommodation and food for the countless devotees who visit throughout the year. Institutions like the Varkari Shikshan Sanstha also nurture young learners in the path of bhakti, while offering teaching and service opportunities for locals. Altogether, the occupations of Anandi reflect a blend of devotion, tradition, and community, where every person contributes to keeping the spiritual essence of this holy place alive.
The soil, it's so dark. It feels alive. It makes me wonder, where did it come from? My grandfather used to tell me that the soil isn't just a dirt. It has a story. It tells a story. It holds water well. It has things that helps these plants, these crops to grow well. It's beautiful, isn't it? And of course, it makes sense, why there is this mandir. I've seen in every field, even in my village, the fields, there is always a mandir in it. Because it makes so much sense. Whatever you start for the first time, you take the blessings of your deity. And just for that, there is this Ganesh Mandir and Shiv temple too. Before starting anything new, any new project, you take blessings of the deity of Ganesha, who removes all the obstacles and blesses you with success. That's human geography, where where geography, economy, your faith, your beliefs, everything comes together. but for generations and generations, this was the heart of the field. People used to get their water from here. The field used to get fed from here. It's funny, you know. The other day I was filming near the ghats of Indrayani in Anandi. And today I'm here in Saroli, filming these farms, the well, this water reservoir. I wonder how these water reservoirs, the river, are all connected. They all are coming from the same source, the rain. The Indrayani is coming from the Sahyadri hills, fed from the rain. This reservoir over here, it gets fed in the rain and it dries up in summer. And when it is full of water, the fields, they're watered from this reservoir. I can see pipes being put in it. And there is that well too near the mandir. I'm sure it must have been used to water the fields over there and these fields too. I've heard people saying, and I think that it's true, that Anandi and Saroli are so near. The Indrayani river is so near to us. So I believe the water in the well must have been the same water that flows in that holy river. The water that for the centuries the saints, the pilgrims have touched, bathed in. It must be holding so much of divine energy, the blessings of saints, Sant Jnaneshwar, the pilgrims. So this little patch of land, it's not just a farm, it's a whole little world. The geography isn't in the textbooks. It's in the soil, in this well, in this water reservoir, in the roots of the trees and in the faith of the people who built this temple. It's all one story. You just have to stop and look for it.